Hello. Hey, I went live directly at 2:22 a.m. All right. Hello guys. I thought that since I've got all of this cleaning up to do and organizing that I would come and speak about this real quick. Obviously, those of you that support me know the truth, have any type of intuition or understanding, knows that I am keeping people updated and posted, and I wanted to talk about how, wow, people that are like, it seems like they're almost donating their bodies to science or something. It's really fucking weird. It would be different if dude even thought he was doing it for love, right? It would like it still wouldn't change how I feel about him. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to change the circumstances. Hey, Lenny. Nothing wrong. I thought that I would come and kind of talk as I do some straightening up and clearing away of some stuff, but I wanted to give you guys an update and just go ahead and speak about it. So, and I can't necessarily ask my uncle to not tell me whenever he gets these strange phone calls. So I'm not going to do that because I was told today that he was calling my uncle. I think it was either Wednesday or Thursday. It's probably him and Talia, more than likely. Um, but I was told yesterday, actually, which was yesterday, was actually an amazing day. Wasn't even thinking about those people, but I have to honor my uncle, when he, but I had to explain to him, like, those people are not my friends. They are not friends of the family. And, I told my uncle, I said, it's advisable to not pick up the phone for him, because what he does is he comes right back on YouTube, discusses how stupid and dumb my family is, talks about you, says all kind of disparaging and totally untrue things about you. Um, and it's absolutely insanity. I mean, we can, you know, even though I'm gonna tell y'all straight up and down that I feel like I know for a fact that there is somebody in the family that is being untrustworthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how this started, because people like that, people like him, when was anything that makes them feel as though they're in a position of power, they're not going to want to let it go. So that's why this dude and these people have tried to latch on to my family for over 10 years. And I can tell you straight up and down, in my grandmother's spirit, people can believe whatever they want to believe about spirits and stuff, but my grandmother does not like it. She does not. Okay? Her spirit be all up and through here. She does not like that. Like, she was literally fussing through me earlier. You do not talk to people about your family. Like, you just don't, you just don't do that, especially when you know that the people ain't no good, and you just have to be careful doing stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So, like, honestly, I mean, I'm always love everybody in my family or whatever. Like, my uncle is an amazing ass person, and I will always honor and respect him because he's a good guy. He always has been. Like I said, it's not like I didn't grow up with my uncle. Me and my mom, after my parents split up, lived here with my uncle. Two of my aunts, actually, two of my uncles stayed here. Two of my aunts and my grandmother, from the time I was 11 years old until my mom moved out and bought her first house. So, and then not only that, like literally, we've always had a close knit family. It's not like he's an uncle that I didn't know. Like, my grandfather, who is his father, used to babysit me when I was a baby. Like, it's not like we've been estranged from our family. And so, so I know my uncle very well as my uncle. You know what I'm saying? And so I filled him in on, this dude going online saying all this perverted stuff about the family, how, and it's kind of like one of those things that nobody in my family deserves to let that go deep into their consciousness. But being that me and my sons mainly have taken most of the abuse from these people, most of it, like literally, like me, Tyrese, and Jacob have factually been carrying this burden on our backs, straight up and down. And it wasn't even started by me. Okay. So anyway, but it's a very teachable moment. Don't ever, like, this started 13 years ago. You know what I'm saying? There's literally nothing in my family that anybody could have done to anybody to make anybody to justify going to outsiders and like opening up our entire family to that. That, like, literally, like, please don't ever do that. Like, seriously, because you can run into folks like that and they're all over the place. So, I kind of was like having that discussion. And, my uncle, he still works. He's almost 70 years old. My uncle, he kind of is hard of hearing, probably because of working around heavy machinery. My uncle was in the service. I believe that he was a Marine, or either he went to the Army. So it's one of those things to where I'm just like, listen, I'm gonna be moving on soon. I love everybody in my family. And my family knows me. This is the first time I have ever had to live with family. I've never had to live with family unless it was my mother, and my mother wanted me to live with her. Like, my mother never wanted me to move out. That house that my mother passed away in, she actually bought that house for us, and she was really sad and kind of like about, because she used to always tell me, I just want to buy a big house for you and my grandkids. You know what I'm saying? So it for me, I have and always will have like a warrior spirit, like, because people just don't get it. You don't get to just come into my family and do whatever the hell you want. Number one, my grandfather will tell you that, and I'm not going to get into the old war stories about my grandfather Nate. However, I'm trying to figure out why in the hell this dude keeps bugging my uncle. But my uncle can't force me to fucking. What does he think that any, like? It's so sad that people are fucked up in the head like that. This dude literally just wanted to trap me. He's a op. I want people to understand that. And you know what? Do the research on narcissistic people. Narcissistic people, they only, everything is a plot and a scam and a scheme. They don't just help people or deal with people just because the kindness of their heart. They always do it to fuck you up. They are always going to pull the rug from underneath you. That's how narcissistic people are. So that dude ain't never, he'll run around here and say, "Oh, well, I just wanted to help her and da 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 da." Yeah, but you have been keeping up shit for years, stalking me. I know for a fact that you have nothing but hatred and visceral. There is no love. That dude has never gave a fuck about me. In fact, I wouldn't doubt it if dude is like literally like everything's lavender, everything's a fucking front. Dude, I could see him like, you know what? I see him as being in love with a white man or something. You know, like that's literally how I see that dude. Like you, like no, hell no. Okay, straight up and down. And he needs to take my fucking pictures off of his fucking wall. He needs to get the fuck on some fucking where. And I'm just waiting to go ahead and pursue the charges against him. It is fucking disgusting, and it is time for justice. It is time for justice. It is. It's a call for justice. I have never in my life done anything to anybody to fucking deserve the shit that these people have done. They are fucking evil. And it's just for shits and giggles. But then also, I do sense all the time demonic attachments, which is succubis and incubis and psychic vampirism. Like, honestly, like, hands down, some kind of parasitic shit. So, and it's like I said, I got everything. Oh, goodness. Yeah, no, and that's why I'm saying, like, then it's kind of hard to sit down and explain to people, like, what these people are up to spiritually. Absolutely disgusting what they do. So, he definitely did, and my uncle does get irritated when he calls. My uncle is a Aquarius. He can be very receptive to negative energy. You think that my uncle doesn't have an intuition? He has an intuition. He can see negative people call, that energy. But the thing of it is that's messed up is because I have blocked any negativity from coming through telecommunications. I guess it would depend on your own spiritual knowledge and understanding. And I've literally protected everybody, especially my uncle. Cause and so you can, like, it's kind of like I thought about giving my uncle a this black obsidian necklace because I had bought like a 6-pack of them, and I thought about giving him one so that he could wear it, so that because that is fucked up on so many fucking levels. Like, get your spiritual knowledge up. People should not be able to invade your family. People should not be able to do that. Like, and you know what? It's the last thing that my grandmother would have ever wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just like, it's messed up. It is. When my grandmother was alive, like when some stuff started first kicking off, this was years ago. She would, like, I would sit, because every night I would sit in my grandma's room with her and watch Golden Girls. We watched Golden Girls together, and whatever else came on late night TV. And one night I was like, Grandma, what's wrong? You know what I'm saying? And she just started crying. She said, I don't know what's happening with my family. And she would talk to me and confide in me about a lot of stuff. And it's a lot of burden on me. It is. It's a lot of burden because nobody else wants to see it. Everybody else wants their blinders on. That's typically the way that it is when it comes to, you know, um, something like that. you know. Thank you, Yaya Lorenzo. Yeah, I know. Hey, women 05. Hello. So, it just, I don't, I don't know. Like, it's a lot of stuff that I've been thinking about, you know what I'm saying? Because, Like, I would say 99.9% of my family members I really trust. But I know for a fact that somebody in the family is going back and just telling all of the family business. And it ain't me. It ain't me. That's just like how, dude up here talking about cancer and stuff like that. I ain't told that dude nothing about nobody having no cancer. I ain't told him nothing. So who the fuck is doing that? Get your mind right. If you listening right now, get your mind right, bro. For real, if you doing that, like quit running your mouth. Like when it's a time for you to shut up, it's a time for you to shut up. So for me, honestly, I just want to like I just want to take my kids and grandkids and just leave the state, like, at least, because I know it's not my kids. I know it's not. I know exactly who it is. And it's like, stop running your mouth. That's one of the reasons why my significant other, I have not introduced him to anybody, because people don't know how to, like, I can't even, it's freaking crazy. It's freaking crazy, especially me. Like, other people might be able to, like, no, you ain't running my man off. Mm-mm. Well, she wouldn't have any way of knowing about my uncle's diagnosis unless she is really a nurse and has access to medical records. I don't believe it's her though. It's kinfolk. It's one person in the family that I could see that would do that. One person. And if you are watching, you need to stop. You need to stop. And you need to apologize to my grandmother, to our grandmother. You need to apologize and you need to get it together. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, it's, I know a lot about a lot. I do. I swear. And, when somebody is dealing with something or going through some kind of transition, or somebody is going through some kind of struggle in life, it's certain stuff that you don't tell. And like, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna share something with y'all about my mother. My mother did not want people to know that she died. She did not want it discussed publicly. Guess who came out and announced exactly when my mother died? It was Tiffany. Tiffany had found out through my cousin Tony, who actually passed away a few years ago. God rest his soul. It's so weird coming home and him not being here. Like, that shit it broke my heart. Like, yeah. And that's why I'm saying, like if somebody like me tells you to not trust a person, I talked to my cousin Tony. My cousin Tony was talking to either Tiffany or Kat. I talked to my cousin Tony back when my mother died. And I said, Tony, I said, do not talk to, because he gonna come. My cousin Tony came to me and he was, and Tiffany got brought up in the conversation. And he was like, Tiffany's family. I said, no. I said, no, 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 cousin. I said, no. I said, you listen to me. I said, you do not trust her at all. Please start listening to people. What the fuck? You know what Tiffany did? This was still, my mother died in 2021. Tiffany thought that she was the first person that told me that my mother passed away. She wasn't. She contacted me on Facebook. And of course, I blocked her after that. She contacted me on Facebook talking about, yeah, by the way, your mother died. And what did she say? She said something about something she said, or I'm going to tell Kat, and she's going to tell everybody. And I just blocked her. My mother, like, nobody knew my mother. My mother hadn't had no conversation with her. My mother did not want people to know that she died. And my mother really didn't want no funeral services. This is something that I had discussed with my mother over and over again. She said, spread my ashes. get me cremated, but don't have no funeral. And my mother, like, but people just, it just, stop it. And my mother went through a lot. My mother had severe insomnia to the point where she could not fall asleep. Like, and so she would still be up, tossing and turning. She might have got in 1 or 2 hours of sleep, right? But she would have to get up and work. See what I'm saying? And people don't really like. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. You can't tell me anything that justifies what you're doing. These people, like, okay, have you okay, y'all ever hear of hypnosis spells and mind control spells? I mean, I understand that shit like that can be done, but come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. She was. She was, man. And she began to immediately, I mean, she was already targeting my family. My Aunt Regina did not like her at all. My Aunt Regina did not like her. She was like, And it had nothing to do with her being white. It didn't even have anything to do with her, chasing behind Aaron. It had nothing to do with any of that. It just, people in my family are very intuitive. My Aunt Regina was just like, nah, that ain't your friend. Like, literally. And it just was like, really? Like, and so, uh, it doesn't matter what they do, though. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that they do, I'm going to undo it. Whatever it is that the adversary does, because my grandmother has left that up to me. Because now we got people that are stalking and harassing and plotting against her children, her offspring. It's like, really? And they're trying to justify it? No, you'll never be able to justify it. Never. Okay? It is unrighteous. It makes no sense. But I tell you what does make perfect sense is my family jewels. My grandmother being the first black supervisor at the United States Post Office, being very, very, very successful. My grandmother was born on a Thursday like me. My grandmother was just rich in love and just an amazing person, man. Like, she, like, hands down, like a trailblazer. See, that requires a certain amount of power and energy, right? And people will try to steal your family jewels if they ain't got shit, or if they just greedy, or if they just want to be haters. People will do that. And I ain't seeing no justification just because Tiffany wanted me to lick her boots. Bis, please. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. So when it comes to old boy, like, hey, listen, dude, like, the jig is fucking up. And you're not gonna, my family is, contacting my family is gonna make it so much fucking worse. And it ain't like like my uncle's gonna do something to him. I'ma do something to you. I'ma do something to you. My uncle is not going to make that happen for you. My uncle is, and I think it's because of some stupid ass BDSM fantasy type stupid shit psychosis. That's what I think it's about. It ain't about love. It ain't even about pleasure or enjoyment. It ain't even about that. It's just about doing something. And it's like I said, you contact my family, you're going to make it fucking worse. You're going to piss me off. You're going to piss off my ancestors. You're going to fuck around and find out. Don't contact my uncle anymore. Leave my uncle the fuck alone. Don't worry about where the fuck I live. You sick, twisted fucking person. Now, yeah, oh boy need to be in prison. That's a fact. That is fucked up over some stupid shit. The shit don't even fucking matter. Even if they like, oh, we have to do this because it's a family war. No, you don't. Walk your ass away. You making it worse. You making it so much fucking worse. And then I told my uncle, like I told him, I said, that dude is saying all kind of stuff about our family. This dude is online saying all kind of sexual lies about us and stuff. I said, and my uncle looked at me. He was like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, bro. Like, and it's sick. It's sick. And my grandmother does not like people playing around with her family name like that. Calling my uncle the weird uncle and stuff. My uncle ain't never tried to lay his hands on me. My uncle ain't even never whooped me before. Actually, ain't none of my uncles whooped me. My aunties done got me before, but ain't none of my uncles ever laid their hands on me. So, and I'm just sick of it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's over some social media shit. And then it's not even necessary because you're not going to be an automatic success doing that. It's not bearing any fucking fruit. It's not. And so, yeah. Yeah, this shit is stupid as hell. Can't nobody in my family do that for you. You can't buy nobody. I remember years ago, old boy tried to say that he purchased me. I said, get the fuck out of my fucking face. He got cussed out. I'm just playing. Like, dude, you know what? When a dude is playing like that, run. Even if you telling a fucking joke. That's a sick fucking... What the fuck you mean you paid for me? You bought me. Nigga, get the fuck... I told him, I said, well, you wasted your motherfucking money because you can't afford me. Shit. Tell me he bought me, he paid for me like I'm fucking chattel or something. I'm telling you, they have like these weird slave master fantasies and shit, and it's not even really BDSM, but it's more so, I'm talking about like real authentic slavery. These people have real authentic slave fantasies about black people being slaves. And I am disgusted by it. One of my friends, one of my gay friends was telling me that on some of those like gay websites that they are like filled with black men with like these BDSM slave master wanting to be called niggers and just all kind of sick stuff, all kind of sick stuff that involves feces and just weird shit. I don't want nothing to do with that bullshit. Never have I ever been involved with no shit like that, and never would I involve myself. I ain't never been involved with no shit like that. But see, you got to be careful because Tiffany does lie a lot. Ain't no telling what the fuck she told them. Ain't no telling what the fuck. Ain't no telling what the conversation has been. Ugh. I just can't stand a person that just says anything. That's why with my little cousin, little Tony Macaroni, man, he was literally like early 40s and just dropped dead. Just went to work and fell out and died. He was too young for that, And I told him, I tried to warn him, I tried to warn him. I'm not saying that Tiffany was responsible for his death. I'm not trying to say that. Okay. But, these people, those people that are involved with that, they do all kinds of fuck shit. They can't fuck with me. That was back in, when did my little cousin die? He died, I believe, in 2024. And that's when I was like, oh my God, there's a lot of worldly shit going on too that I'm not gonna speak upon. So why add to the shit? Open your fucking eyes. Open your fucking eyes. Why would you do some petty shit? Lenny Pretty said he might have never been with a woman romantically and is probably used to paying for it. Probably, but as y'all can see, he's very robotic. When he is trying to pretend to be reasoned with, it's fake. Notice how he is just on autopilot. He's not talking in any sense. He's not telling any truths. He's just going and going and going and going and going, carrying on, acting out. You know, he can't be reasoned with, and he can't force me to talk to him. I believe that he was attempting to trauma bond with me. What made him think I would respond to that? You not my man. So that's why he's angry at my uncle. Because he took me in. And he gonna try to make me feel bad for that shit. But I ain't about to sit up here and let him distract me from the real enemy, which I'm not gonna say who that is. It's not a person, you know. It's not a person necessarily per se. So, all I know is that I stick to the task. That's all I know. I stay focused, as far as like, something like that, I just call my spirits and say, hey, take care of this. You know what I'm saying? This, and this happened. You know, a lot of people automatically assume that God and these spirits know exactly what a God knows everything. But when it comes to your ancestors, you have to talk to them. So, and that's what I do for a living. That's literally what I do for a living. You know what I'm saying? And I may look crazy. People might be looking at me like I'm crazy because I be, talking to something that doesn't appear to be there, when I'm in my circle or whatever, when I'm in ritual, but, you know, they hear you. You know what I'm saying? They do, and they respond. And right now they ride on, well, you ain't been able to stop us from stalking, but you are literally walking into a trap, so you still didn't win. Oh, yeah, you want me to quit stalking you? I ain't gonna stop stalking you. Oh, okay, but you throwing your own life away. They don't care. They don't, and honestly, when you think about somebody that doesn't give a damn about themselves, like, you think that that fucking matters, we're literally dealing with criminally insane fucking people. And I know exactly what the fuck they need, like, seriously. So, you know, but yeah. So, yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know real quick that he called my uncle. I didn't find out till later because I was doing stuff all day, busy all day, you know. And all he has to do is lie. He calls my uncle anonymously from a block number. Don't know, but my uncle's had his number he's had that same cell phone number for years. Nobody calls my uncle. He just started getting restricted calls numbers, and they still call, and they are pretty crazy. So take old girl Talia in California. She out of the blue posts that picture of my daughter, but when you go look at her channel, she says the tarred witch is at it again. Honey, that's you. You're not me. Like, first of all, literally never said anything to her. She all of a sudden started coming for my daughter. They crazy. They really are. They're nuts. They're insane. I'm like, I ain't said shit to you. Like, she act like it's my fault. And for some reason, somebody done told them that it's all gravy. It ain't all gravy. It ain't all gravy. Like it's open season and shit on me and my kids. Girl, bye. And y'all see why, you want to be love and light and you want to be a good little church girl but the God always leads me somewhere else with that. I'm sorry. Like, it just it's kind of like it's that's why it says don't judge, because you just really don't know. You just never know. People can judge me all they want, but thank the gods that I do what I do. So, running around here saying, oh, well, that's not of God, you doing wrong. You don't know. You really don't know. And I wish I could just say that. It's not, it's much more complicated than that. So that's one of the most frustrating things. Yeah, she is very jealous. That she is. But it's just crazy. What I wanted to point out is that she jealous and insane. What the hell do you mean I'm at it again? No, you're at it again. So they clearly have identity issues. It's like, do you not know that you did that? You are the one that came at me sideways. I swear, I'm going to tell y'all what it is straight up and down. It is certain entities controlling those people, but that doesn't mean that they are not responsible for their own behavior. But they are far out there. Crazy as bitsy bugs, okay? Every time I say bitsy bugs, I don't know why I think about little beetle bugs and shit. Crazy as bitsy bugs. Mm-hmm. All right, I got a lot of that little area cleaned up right there. And I need to start putting up all of this stuff, y'all. I gotta organize. Yeah, don't call my uncle anymore. Okay, this needs to be thrown away. Absolutely ridiculous. And Mike thinks that he has power over land and real estate. Like, it's like, dude, you have no idea. Like, he really wants some kind of power. Have it over yourself and yourself only. You know what I'm saying? Why are you running around here doing stuff like that? Like, I have never known anybody so desolate and stupid in my goddamn life. And you know what? A normal male would have taken everything that I said and taken a fucking hint by now. Not him. Not him. I mean, just stupid as hell. Why even say anything? He should quietly take all them pictures of me down, apologize, and walk the fuck away for good. Cause you can't control me. I'm like, really? I don't even like saying that. Like, dude, you like, I don't even know how many fucking ways to say it. And he's very rapey like. So it's almost like when I say that to him, he tries to take it as a fucking invitation. Like, no, that's not an invitation. Like, he runs around here trying to act like he's my owner and all of this shit. I swear to fucking God, I'm not going to do anything violent to him because I don't like going to jail. I don't. We're going to handle it in a different way. I mean, to be honest with you, even when the dude goes to jail, doesn't necessarily guarantee that I'm going to stop being stalked. A restraining order can actually stop people from speaking about you in social media. But there's so many people that are involved in that shit. So it's so many different layers of the onion to peel back. So that is why a lot of the work that is being done is to keep them off the streets. Don't follow, don't come by, don't drive by, don't do none of that. So, I mean, I personally think that our government should just lock them up. All they doing is making gas prices go up, bruh. That's what they just driving around, wasting gas and just doing all this stuff, running about here, about there, and they need to stay their asses at home. You know what I'm saying? Stop driving by. And then I hear that gas is kind of watered down anyway. They watering down the gas, so it don't even just stop stalking people. Like, the fuck? Like, it's very bizarre. Delphine, are you a gang stalking victim? Uh, for me, gang stalkers are like, the whole gang stalking thing is stupid as hell, man. That's all I gotta say. Especially me. You making a mistake. Don't gang stalk me. Don't do it. Because just no, hun. No, 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 no. I'm a loner. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was reading about that. Somewhere I was hearing about that, seeing that, somebody was saying because some people have to put diesel in their cars or whatever, especially some of these newer cars, they only take diesel. And so it's just like, I'm gonna tell y'all something straight the fuck up and down. If our government actually prosecuted and had somewhere to put stalkers, gang stalkers, right? The economy would be so much better. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing good. I am. I don't let stuff stress me out, you know. So it's supposed to, but it doesn't. Just like, I'm with Tupac. You gotta laugh at it, but like after a while, like it's like, okay, something has got to be done about this. Okay, some gonna have to happen. Some gonna have to happen. Mm-mm. Something is going to have to happen. But I'm gonna tell y'all straight up and down, and my theory is correct. It's them damn incubuses and succubuses. I'm speaking real big facts to y'all. It is factually the incubuses and the succubuses. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that are possessed by those things. A lot of people. Okay. They are absolutely the sneakiest damn things, you know. They are. I need to get this stuff together. So, yeah, man. If y'all only knew what I know, about the world. Oh my God. Ooh, Nelly. It's a trip. It's a whole ass trip. I need to get it together. Get it together. Yeah, hold on, y'all, because I think that my phone is probably going out right now because I'm over here in this little spot. I'm not going to be here that much longer. I need to get some fresh air. I'm gonna step out and get some fresh air. No, but I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that they are shocked. They are shocked and amazed that they wasn't able to make me lose my mind. They mad about that. They big mad. They big mad about that. They don't like that. They do not like that they can't mess with my head, man. And that, that's that, I'm not saying that this is for everybody, because some people just, they learn from their religion and that's it. So, but I do think that that is one of the reasons why so many people, you know, they, I think that the corrupt people, not other people, they just, they have their opinion and their beliefs. But, when people tell you, don't do that witchcraft, don't practice this or practice that, more than likely it's probably because they ain't never been really like at no spiritual war like that with nobody. Yeah. So, anywho, that's pretty much it, y'all. You know that it's some corruption going on in this world when, people that commit crimes, like that. Like, I'm not even saying like, I think a lot of people misunderstand what I'm saying. Like, when you start to involve false CPS calls and swatting, then yeah, that's when you're breeding an environment for that. But at least the way that I am not connected with, but where I come into play when it comes to that sector, it is, for me, I just see crimes being committed. I don't see it any other way. And it's because of the origins, it's because of how it started, it's because of the things that have happened. So I'm not gonna let all of it get to me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna let it ruin my life or nothing like that, like, because that's what they want to do, you know? And it just, it's like, oh my goodness. You ever have like a little tisk with a boyfriend? Y'all have like a little disagreement, with somebody that's truly a real boyfriend and not a op. Let me tell y'all the difference between the two. Me and old boy got into it once, and I was like literally drilling him, like, hey, you did XYZ, like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's why I'm never gonna cooperate with you, nor am I ever gonna conform. But I was like, you think I'm about to sit up here and let you ruin my life? And he's like, your life is already ruined. I said, huh? I said, speak for your fucking self. I said, you the one. You the one. So it's like it, like, the difference between the two. And I think that some people are just banking on, how they say she's never had a boyfriend. Yes, the fuck I have. I have been loved tremendously by men. I ain't been with a bunch of people, but I know what love is, and that ain't real love. That's like, nah, fuck no, hell no, fuck no, hell to the no, no, no. That's horrible, you know. So, anywho, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. I'll be covering up the microphone. I ain't charged up my mic, y'all, in a while. I've been too busy. And then plus the microphone on my other phone is pretty good. So, this one's pretty good too. But. So, anywho, um, yeah, dude, don't call my uncle. Like, leave my family alone. And he'll say, you're obsessed with me and you're stalking me. How? Ain't contacted his family, ain't did shit, ain't said nothing, ain't so no, you're wrong and you're delusional. And literally I've made it easy for him. I done did stone core cutting jars, rings months ago. So he ain't got no fucking excuse. He ain't got no alibi. I ain't trying to hold on to him at all. And no, we're not even going to entertain that. I'm a sensible person. I would rather not had him do any of the dumb shit that he did. And people can say, well, sex sells. And fuck that. I don't sell my sex. No. I've been selling readings and rituals and getting clients in social media for upwards to 10 fucking years now, and it ain't never involved nothing sexual. So get up out of my face with that perverted shit. No. Trying to think of the year the revenge porn started. He was sharing little photographs and all that stuff with various people in the background. The revenge porn started sometime in 2020, though. And it's like I guess it was supposed to destroy my self esteem. Get the fuck out of here. That's why they call it self esteem. So that's a hard topic for some people. I get it because probably deep shadow work is needed for them shits. I just so happen to be raised in a solid environment like that. You know what I'm saying? Like my mother never did shit, to mess with my self-esteem actually. Now there would be times when since I was little, since I was old enough to understand that I could see sometimes the possession, but even as a little kid, when I was a little kid, I was banishing bad spirits, and a lot of people always stuck on demons. But what about spirits? What you mean spirits? They don't know the difference between spirit and ghosts. Spirits and ghosts they can and they do possess people as well. But I think that it's still them. But then again, it's also people need to start paying attention to what these incubuses and succubuses are doing. And I'm going to keep talking about that until people start recognizing. Okay. And I'm putting together a list of symptoms. The symptoms are many. It's so many. It's like they do so much. Like they do a lot. They do a lot. They account of a lot of the evil that you see in this world. A lot of it. And yeah, those are demons. They are lower level entities, but it's so many of them that their consciousness can be sort of powerful. So There's a combination of herbs and stones that I'm not going to just give away the combination lock. I'm not. I can't. I can't. They know it though. They know it. Not the enemies, but those entities. Those entities are real. Please, and let's just be honest about it. The only reason why people are denying it is because they set it up that way. They set it up that way. Want to talk about body snatching? Incubuses and succubuses. They do body snatch. They do possess people. They make up for a lot of the possession. And I'm talking about possession that just leads to goofy, sickness, illness, sometimes arguments. They do that. Okay. You know, and it's unjust. It's just for no reason. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Just random dumb shit because they want to feed whatever emotion they want to feed off of. They'll feed off of it. Rarely do they want to feed off of good emotions though. And so a lot of people kind of see them as helpful, but in reality you can't trust 90% of them. Like, I'm not saying, because there is a hierarchy amongst incubuses and succubuses. There is a hierarchy. Okay. And some of the ones at the top can be trusted somewhat, but like a majority of them are just wreaking havoc. You know what I'm saying? So since I was a kid, I would have dreams and visions of certain stuff, like, and it was scary as hell as a kid, but I got used to it. And yeah, it would be sometimes my mother would be possessed, but my mother ain't never done nothing so horrible to me that I couldn't forgive her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was lucky to have that. Probably because the protection was done so close to my generation. Because my grandmother's mother practiced, and from what I hear, she did a lot of blood magic with chickens and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, from what I've heard, when I've gotten visions of her, I've seen chicken feet and stuff, chicken bones and stuff. She would keep chicken bones and drumsticks and wings and stuff, stuff like that. So, yeah. It's a mess. It's a mess, y'all. It is. And how are humans going to get themselves out of this mess? It can't be through death. At least in the Bible, it says you cannot off yourself. Like, so, I'm not 1,000,000% against Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like, sometimes when I look at these people, I be wondering, are they really communicating with Yahweh? Because there are certain signs when chakras to me are very real, okay, because that's your brain, right? So I believe in the chakra system. So, like I'd say, most people in the world, crown chakra is blocked. There are certain things that are done during certain times to further block the chakra, especially the crown. So, and there's a lot of different symptoms of that. So it's just like craziness, y'all. It really is. I try not to let it burden me too much, you know what I'm saying? Like I totally overstand, people, that are kind of like, but it is what I do for a living. It is something that I do know for a fact that God chose for me. You know what I'm saying? So People trying to disrupt that, please understand that you are dealing with God. That's who you're dealing with. What are you doing? Like, this is not about competition. Everybody's stuck on the competition stuff. I want more. I want to be the smartest. I want to be this. You know, how many times are people going to have to learn to listen? Because you're not the smartest. You have no idea. I don't even know everything. I find out and learn new stuff every single day. So, you know, I mean, come on now. That's just crazy. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. I need to take a shower. So I will talk to y'all later. Stop calling my uncle. Nobody in my family can make nothing happen for you. And you are not messing with my family. You are not, because what you are dealing with, you cannot see. You cannot see, but you know that they are there. So don't even play with me. Leave my family alone. You're not trying to help them. You're trying to factually hurt my family. And quit trying to make it seem like you are, you know. And not just my family, like my man. Like, please, God, no. Like, you know, people be like, I want a challenge. It's like, nah, you don't want that challenge. You don't want none of that. You don't want none of that. Mm. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good Saturday. All right. Enjoy y'all new moon in Taurus. I think we at 0.1%. Think it's going to turn over to Gemini. Ooh, we'll be in a Gemini moon. I love me a Gemini moon. Don't y'all just love that? It's going to turn into Gemini sometime tomorrow night. And it's going to be a lot of distracted people. Just like, I know I ain't going to be like, I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be busy with a lot of stuff. That's going to be good, you know? All right, y'all.